but we can move on. At least try to move on, because I need to get your reaction to the Crosby news that dropped recently. Specifically, his quote made me laugh. He's very confident that there's a deal that will get up, and goes the internet, and we're frozen. I think that's great. Unfrozen. I do like that he was like, yeah, we're confident the deal gets done before the season starts. I don't have the exact date though. Thanks, Sid. Really appreciate that one. Really good insight there. What do you think the money would be though?
Less than he makes now if he wants to win. And if he doesn't care about winning, then they'll back up the truck. But I have no idea. I'm in the camp that unless he really wants to stay here and like is adamant on retiring a Penguin, like I'm all for trading him. Let him go win. He owes Pittsburgh nothing. And they will not bring him a cup.
God, that would just look wrong.
I mean, Ray Bourque got a cup.
Just trying to think of like the funniest place he could end up.
Well, let's be real. There's only one place he can end up.
Yeah. Well, that's boring though.
It's very boring.
I don't want that.
It also sounds very unfun for the Wild.
Yeah, no, it'd be fucking. That is funny too, and who knows if we even get to this part of the show, but it's just like no matter what happens in the NHL, it's always like, oh fuck, this isn't good. This is gonna be miserable for Minnesota. Like fucking doesn't matter what happens. Somehow everyone goes to the fucking Central. Like there's either a trade or a rumor of a trade where a good player is going to the Central Division, and everyone's like, fuck, like that's not good. Like we're stuck in the middle again because that team's better now. Every fucking time.
Is it going to become the Leafs bit where it's just like, how does this affect the Wild?
That's what I was going to say, because I was dying laughing when I just saw it. I like joined the stream, and the title was How Leon Draisaitl's Contract Impact Kirill Kaprizov. And then like there's already a couple comments in there like, nah, don't worry about it. And I was just dying. I was like, this is we've turned ourselves into like, how does this affect the Wild? And it's like anytime a player gets traded, even like I forget who it was last year. There was a very like okay player that got traded to, I think it was Colorado, because they did a bunch of moves or whatever. And they're like, oh, everyone's like, oh, great. Like, that's not good for the Wild. I was like, buddy, the Wild aren't making the playoffs anyways. But I was like, that guy, that's what we're going to be upset about? I think it was like Middlestat. I was like, wait. That fucks us over forever? Like, what? And it was so funny.
Sure, but can we agree? Can we agree that the Draisaitl one actually does affect the Wild, and it's understandable that fans are maybe a little worried?
So I mean, I guess a little bit, but at the same time, like, if Kirill Kaprizov plays his whole career in Minnesota, like he was always going to already be getting the absolute bag, but not more than Leon Draisaitl or Connor McDavid. Like that's not happening because like Kirill Kaprizov is one of the best players in the league. Absolutely. But I think it's a little bit of a reach to like put him on par with like Draisaitl or just obviously a whole other stratosphere. But like I mean, yeah, he's going to get a ton of money, but he was already going to if they're going to resign him. So, what's it, next year, 2 years?
Sure, but does it go now from like 11 or 12 up to like somewhere in the 13s?
Yeah, I think that was always realistic, though, because like the cap's still going to be going up again anyways. And like,
but a new ceiling is
always going to become. Yeah, that's fair.
And I mean, guess what? Unless Kirill signs on July 1st, it's going to get set again by McDavid. Because
that's where my brain went.
Yeah.
That's where my brain went, because I still haven't got myself into the like how does this affect the Wild mode yet, but like McDavid's about to get fucking as if he wasn't going to before, but once I saw the 14
on the new show that we won't get into the weeds, but I'm not a fan of the new direction, mostly because I wouldn't be a fan regardless because Jeff's gone. Freeman basically said, like, this deal does not get done unless he already knows that McDavid's going to sign. And basically, like, it's not confirmed, but Freeman has said as much as the McDavid camp told the Oilers that they will not be demanding 20% of the cap, which is the limit for a player. And they're just like, thank you so much, but we would give it to you.
Yeah, no, they're like, are you sure? Like, thank you, I think, but like, are you sure? Because we kind of want to, though, at the same time. Like, if we could just ice you two, if that was possible, we would absolutely do that and probably still win a couple games anyways. But yeah, I figured Connor McDavid, like he did it last time. I figured he wouldn't demand the 20%. I feel like he would almost be, he is just always come across like seemingly, like I feel like he'd be uncomfortable being like taking up 20% of the cap. Like not just because he wants to, he's like, I don't want people to think that about me. Like, all right, man, like whatever. Like there's probably never gonna be a player as good as you that ever plays hockey. That's what I really want. What it was like, he did them a favor, did not demand 20%. He only took 19.7% of the cap. So he's a hero. He is the greatest. He is the greatest Canadian of all time. It's basically charity because he took 19.7%. And guess what? If they gave him 20, he would have fucking earned every fucking penny of that 20% too. It, like whatever he wants. Like imagine saying no. Imagine like, we can't, man. If we give you as much money as you deserve, we won't be able to win. Like, whoa. Oh, okay.
Well, what if their argument was, all right, we'll give you the 20% minus the extra money that you made us give to Nurse. So like that's at least shaving 3 or 4 mil off, right?
Like it.
Well, okay. From time of signing,
about 9. About 9.
He was only 3 mil over, probably. Now, probably more like 6, 7. It's not good, unfortunately. And they're about to give the bag to Evan Bouchard. So 4 players are going to pretty much be half their salary cap, which good for them. Most players are going to be willing to take deals to play there. So
yeah, it's going to be very funny if they have like 4 guys making they're making fuck you money for NHL, relatively speaking, fuck you money.
It
and then
50,
only league mints. Oh yeah. And then the rest, everyone's on league. They have those guys, and then they have 15 37-year-olds making league minimum and a couple of ELCs.
and Nuge on the Ek deal.
Fair.
God, that's a blessing, guys. He's also sitting back and he's like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah. Yeah, I do love the idea of the Oilers just being like, yeah, all right, what, like I in my head it's funnier if they're just not being careful about it at all. They're like, yep, done, absolutely. And then when it comes to like sign anybody else, they're like, oh my god. Oh fuck. I was still mad at the Blues. I love that idea, but obviously I mean, imagine they must have like 15 cap guys. Like the gymnastics they're gonna have to pull off for the next like 10 years is bananas. Like
they also have to trade every prospect that they get because they're all going to be offer sheeted now.
Yep. Especially if it's true that like now teams actually will throw around the offer sheets. We'll believe that when it actually happens. But again,
there's been a truce around the league, just Edmonton.
Yeah, the whole league, there's like an email chain. The only guy not on it's Stan Bowman. It's fine. And everyone's like, yo, so like, fuck them, right? Yeah, absolutely. Fuck those guys.
And Ken Holland is the one that they have on for Edmonton. And Ken's like, yeah, fucking do it. Get him.
He's like, yeah, fuck them. Wait a minute. Whoops. Sure. Still thinks he's GM at the Oilers. Or the
You know what, though? Let's be real, though. The Oilers, like, they literally let your boy Chiarelli give Koskinen that deal when, like, his job was done. They for sure have not, like, deactivated Ken Holland's Edmonton Oilers email. There's no way.
No. Definitely not. I will never forget that moment where it was like he's getting fired, but not before he made sure that fax made it to the league office where they did sign. That was at no point did anyone say they need to make sure they sign this guy to more than a year for, was it $4 million?
I think it was just short of that, yeah. But it was like a 2 or 3 year deal.
That guy, he found out he was getting fired and immediately boarded a private jet to fucking get to the league office. He must have given them the papers in person. He was so excited to sign that. He probably was laughing when it was like made official. He was like, all right, see you guys later.
You know that if Bill Guerin got wind that he was about to be fired, it would for sure be Marcus Johansson, 4x4, NMC.
Trade for Ryan Suter.
That would actually be hilarious.
And then sign another 4x4. Yeah, you get a 4x4. Give him like Oprah gives out iPads. But yeah, no, it has become like, how does this affect the Wild? And I just think it's very funny, but also, again, at the same time, very understandable. Everyone's like, yeah, all right, I get it. But like, just from where I stand, it's amazing.